Paint me like one of your French girls, Jack.
Well, talk to me in French first.
Je suis un bon bébé. Ou peut-être un ave. Hello, my makeup loving friends. How's it going? Welcome back to my channel. I'm now Missa because I have stolen her place. You may know me for doing makeup on my channel. Rabbit ears. But I'm not very good at it. And today, for once, after 100 and something videos, you're gonna see me with proper makeup. That's right. I'm getting it professionally done. Much excitement. The beautiful Daniella, who's a very good friend of mine, annoyingly beautiful, how dare she upstage me, is doing my makeups by a professional. So if you want to see what she does to my face, although how could this really be improved upon, frankly?
You're absolutely beautiful and I cannot wait to get my hands on your face.
Perfection. Anyways, if you want to see what she does and see if there's any little hints and tips and tricks, you know, on makeup, not in life, because we're all a disaster at that. But keep on watching. It'll be fabulous.
I'm going in with the ABH Brow Freeze. I've got a spoolie here.
Already Daniella is doing more to my brows than I ever do with my own.
I'm using very little. You don't need much. I just want to see how they look with a little more elevation. See what it does to your arch. That's what I always wanted to know. Look at that. Just makes just a little bit of extra, pizzazz. One of my favourite things for clients that don't do much to their brows is just use a brow mascara on them. Especially if they've already got a full brow like yourself, because you don't really need anything. It's just for definition.
Is there a particular brow mascara that you really like?
Budget-wise, I really like the Essence one. I also really like the Aroma one.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, the wand is really small and it's not too fluidy. As you find that some of them, when you put them on, they're very overpowering. And that one, when you go on, it looks very natural.
Good on. The boys have many things to say.
So what I like to do is to check your skin, see if you need any skincare. I like to touch for possibly drier areas, see if there's any exfoliation needed, any skincare needed. You took care of that today and did a really good job. Your skin's good to go.
I get to get a gold star now.
Oh, you do, for sure.
Yeah, she doesn't actually need to touch my face. It's a sexual
I just wanted
thrill
to touch
for
your
her.
face, yeah. I know you love your Be Perfect primer,
yeah,
but I'm also going to mix in some paint pot. So I'm going to use both.
Yeah.
And what I like to do is I swirl into my matte paint pot, close the lid to keep it fresh. Always use a sanitized brush. And I like to mix the products. One's a lot more emollient than the other, and then you get a perfect in between, and not only that, it lightens it. So colours go on a little more true to colour once applied.
Yeah, because I find the Be Perfect is quite dark.
Yeah.
Oh, that is a nice colour.
It just goes on better as well.
I feel like this video is going to be such an expense for me because I'm going to end up just having to buy things now.
And you also know that your eye makeup will just not budge. This is like a tried and true. Well, not with the Be Perfect, but you say it's good, so I trust you. And if your eyeshadow doesn't budge with that on, you had a black smoky eye in the rain and it didn't move, so I was already impressed. I'm not going to go too far out with yours, so I'm just going to always blend extra where I need it, but I can always remove it down the line. It's like a safeguard. And I always tap it in with my fingers too. Also, please excuse the awful hand tan. I had a spray tan done. You know, I mean, to be sanitary, you wash your hands a lot, so it's looking rather sexy.
I'm here for it.
Oh, me too. Polka dot patchy hands are like the fashion of the future. Also, for those who aren't on it already, it's called Sink to a Whisper by MAC, the white. It's unbelievable. I've even used it as a liner and it stays true to colour. It stays on. I really love it. And legit, like, this one application is enough for both eyelids. I had to curate this awesome palette for the trip of a lot of my favourites. Good Mixture brands, JD Glow, Coloured Rain, Kevin Aquan, Pastel Roses, loads of Pastel Roses in here actually. Absolutely love them. And Nabla, because Nabla just
The sigh.
Yeah, they're just so consistent. Also, ABH Noir, as recommended by Missa, now my favourite. It's always in my Z palette now, top left corner, lives there forever.
Until it gets replaced.
Which is actually what we're starting with, because it's going to be quite a smoky eye today, but I'm not going too heavy with it. And I like to start on the outer corner, just work up towards the lid and stamp it on.
So yesterday you actually gave me
this brush.
Yeah.
I gave you one of these brushes, yep.
What?
Zoeva 225. I gave one to Tia as well. I love it because it is domed. It's also quite dense. And my way of blending involves a lot of stamping normally. So with this, I really like the idea that I can apply product, pack it on, and it blends and diffuses at the same time. And this is my favourite brush for the job.
Stamping, not just for the patriarchy, also suitable for black eyeshadows.
Oh yeah. And the edges of the brush, because they're quite fluffy still, because you still have flexibility in the brush, really help with diffusing towards the edge, yet packing on a very even amount of colour. Now I hold the brush at the very end, and this is where I just diffuse lightly towards the edges, but using the edge of the brush.
So, as a makeup artist, do you always start with a dark colour, or do you ever go with light?
It totally depends on what the client wants. Sometimes some clients want little to nothing. Like, some people don't wear makeup at all, like for weddings and things like that, so I'll even just go in sometimes with just a bit of concealer, a little bit of mascara, and just some highlighter on the lids, like really, really basic. So obviously with smoky eye, I like to start with deeper colours, because for me, I find it much easier as someone who likes to build colour, to start darkest to lightest. For me, that makes the most logical sense, because then that way I can get the depth that I need. And I can always add pops of colour after, because my way of blending is by packing on and diffusing as I go. It's like a lot of add, take away, add, take away, add, take away until I get the desired look. My favourite BH brush, it's just diffuses like a dream. Also, for makeup artists that don't know what colour to go in with and don't want to ruin someone's makeup look, a way to do it is to swatch on your fingers and hold it up against the face, so you can get a comparison of what you like the most. And I like this one, because it's softer. And then I can deepen it later, you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, vaguely. And that's obviously a tip then that anyone can use. That's not just like...
Oh yeah, I do it myself.
Yeah.
It just means that you're not putting something on and go, oh no, I regret this decision. You can hold it up and immediately know if that's the right choice. And we're going in with like a smokier orange first, but we're going to brown it up later. That's quite a sentence.
Isn't it? Browning it up, what the BBC is trying to do in terms of diversifying.
I like that. I always go out further than needed, and then I clean it up later.
But I always find as well that because I wear glasses, I have to go a bit bigger and bolder with something, because as soon as the glasses go on, it gets a little bit lost.
Oh, my looks don't make much sense until I'm done. They always look wild and unblended and mental until the end product.
It's very much a trust the process.
Oh yeah, I'm a builder. Not literally. Don't call me Bob.
Hey Bob.
Hey Bob.
Hey Jim Bob.
Jim Bob, I like it. Because we're going kind of grunge today, and I kind of live for that at the minute.
Daniella is not known for doing grungy looks, FYI.
At all.
She likes very structured, graphical, non-grungy looks.
It's a new palette for me to work with as well, because these are like cream shadows.
Yeah, so you're using the Natasha Denona Metropolis.
Yeah.
So I'm feeling very bougie. This is not a palette I own, by the way. This is one of Daniella's.
But these are like the base of what the other colours are going to go on. And because they're kind of creamy, I can get the depth I want and then add more later. So I really like that. So even though it looks a little messy now, down the line it will just look really nice, because it will give it depth where I need it once I layer more products on.
Is there a particular eyeshadow palette that you absolutely love, and if it left your collection you would immediately go out and have to repurchase?
Tahiti. Without a doubt, Tahiti. Might end up using it today.
You can touch my Tahiti anytime.
Oh, baby.
Lads, I'm going to lose my monetization.
You just beat me out.
Now, what Daniella is doing here, it's very technical, but it's known as swishy swishy, smooshy smooshy.
I love that. I'll never get bored of that.
Yeah. This is such a change for people watching my channel. They're actually learning something. It's normally just me, out of focus, can barely see what it is that I'm doing. And then eventually you see the finished process and are like, oh, how did she get to that? Who knows? Who knows?
Like I say, I add, take away, add, take away, add, take away until I get the desired blend that I'm after. And then I don't mind stretching it out both sides because I'll be lining it up and cleaning it up before I do your base. So I can always make a mess on the outsides because it's an easier way for me to keep everything sort of clean. It's like you make a mess to keep it clean.
So you like to start eyes first rather than base first?
If I'm going basic, I'll do base first. Honestly, I would just adapt it to whatever is happening.
It's almost like she's a professional. I mean, I haven't seen her qualifications, so who knows? It could have been from Fisher Price.
Imagine.
Yeah.
It's got like a picture of like a cute toy horse on it.
Early Learning Centre.
A Playmobil.
Yeah.
Hot Wheels.
Baby's first makeup artistry course.
I love that. Oh, them colours go really well together. Yeah. This is the joy of a cream shadow. It'll just build on top of anything you're using it on. Love this.
It's funny, I'm at that point where anytime I hear like a yes of makeup approval, I instantly think of Tia when she starts to feel herself in her lives. Because there's always a moment of her kind of being like, no, I don't like this. And then, oh, yes, who is this? Who is she? And then I'm like, she never answers the question.
But she starts off so sexily.
Yeah.
She's like, oh.
She is getting herself aroused.
Who is she?
Who even is she? But the question is never answered.
Oh, this green is unreal.
This is the best makeup you'll ever see on my channel.
Your makeup is beautiful. Don't put yourself down. You're not allowed.
There have been lots of awkward face shots of me over the last couple of days.
It's just me shoving things into my mouth.
James is a lucky man.
Saucy.
Honestly, like...
Whose stomach was that?
Honestly,
His stomach is like, yeah.
You can put this in the video.
But yes.
I hope it's audible.
I thought it was a voice from outside. I was like,
It's the croissants digesting. I ate 4 of them.
Des croissants.
I'm just going to take this green, just touch the deeper greens slightly.
But it has to ask for consent first.
And just very lightly blend that into the deeper shade. It doesn't need much. It's just to add to the process. And yeah, I know the black's mostly disappeared, but that's something I always re-intensify towards the end, because the black is basically a base and then I intensify it later. What
are some tips that you learned as a makeup artist that you think that makeup enthusiasts could use themselves? But if you had to pick 3.
And are you on about client work in general?
Like, just for yourself, like if I was like working on my makeup, are there any particular tips that you learned that helped to, say, make a really good base or a really good eye look, or just in general?
I always think that you shouldn't be scared to experiment. And quite often, and I've had people message me quite a lot of times where they start a look and they take it off immediately or don't like it. And sometimes, and I've made the same mistake, you just need to commit and keep it going. It's like the when we were doing the live and Miss was saying I looked like a bag of cabbage when I started, but you just got to, no, but that's the thing, you got to keep it going. Keep it going. And it always turns out really, trust the process is literally the main thing. If you want to try something new but you don't know if you like it, don't do the thing new straight on a night out. Because then you'll be feeling self-conscious about it the whole time. Either practice the night before or do it on a day you like go shopping, even if it's just a little extra. Or when you're doing stuff around the house, wear it and see if you like it. And then it's something you're used to and won't stress you out the day you do it.
Change is difficult.
Yeah, and if you want to wear colour and you're scared of it, opt for eye pencils and pop them on your waterline. Many times when I've done brown smoky eyes and people love colour but are scared to wear it or are wearing like outfits that they want to keep plainer, if they say, oh, I love the colour blue or I love the colour pink, you know, you switch it up. So you give them the smoky eye, but then you put the pop of blue on their waterline or put a pop of pink on their highlighter in the inner corner. So that way they get the colour that they want. They feel a little braver, but they are still within their comfort zone. And you can do that on yourself as well. So if you're scared of wearing colour and you're usually quite, you know, quite a regular normal makeup wearer, which is most people, to be honest. Really good pro tip, work off the back of your hand with colours. Put plenty on, use a very light fluffy brush. I'm using a Mitchell, I think it's an MC2. I'm not sure if it's a C or an E, I can't read that text, but yeah.
And I will be no help on reading these things.
Just warming up the crease very lightly and just adding more sort of fluff, so to speak.
Are there any makeup items that you think are overrated?
Yeah. Estee Lauder Double Wear. It's clay-based foundation. It absolutely fills the pores. I mean, if people like it, fair enough. I'm not going to judge other people's preferences, but I think, believe it or not, the formula hasn't changed in over 20 years, like at all. And there's much better foundations out today that do a much better job.
It's funny, I was asked that recently and I gave the exact same answer, so I'm very pleased with myself.
Warm up this edge a bit more. Just here. And then put a little bit just there. I like to leave a little bit of a gap, especially for the shims. And then just buff that in again. Adds more depth.
Are there any high-end makeup items that you think that everyone should invest in?
Well, you already know I'm going to say Dior Undercover. Scandinavia Bridal Setting Spray. MAC paint pots. I always say you can definitely save your money with makeup. Things that don't matter are the same pretty much across the board. I mean, some people like high-end mascaras. Sometimes they're good, but sometimes low-end ones are as well. So they're the same across the board. Pencils are the same across the board. Lipsticks are the same across the board. Things you do want to invest in: skincare, primers, foundations, and powders. Eyeshadows are just preferential. But I do definitely think quite often, and I'm sure you get what I'm saying, is that you definitely get what you pay for.
Yeah.
That's the Bright Mattes.
I don't know why I'm doing this because I can't see what I'm doing.
I know, why are you looking?
I don't know.
Oh, I see it. Yeah, it's you.
I edit out so much of me being weird from my videos.
Wait, show my Z palette. Up a bit. Oi, oi, oi.
Oh, you've the nice pastel roses.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to get that.
Thank you for the blank canvas. It's perfect for this job.
Like my face.
That's a nice brush.
Blank canvas, that's
Try
an
to have
Irish
someone
brand,
wonderful.
isn't it?
Blank canvas brushes are great. And yeah, they're Irish.
Words are hard.
I know. But that's my favourite, like, cut crease one's blank canvas.
I let it get so tacky that it like almost lifts the skin off the lids. And that's when I know it's perfect for glitz and glam.
I don't know why when you said glitz and glam, all I could think of was boats and hoes.
Gotta have me in my boats and hose. prismatic first, because it's really opalescent and it will be fun. And I don't mind it going in the crease a bit because it adds a little oomph.
Don't forget, kids, you too can become a professional makeup artist if you do a makeup artistry course.
100% recommend getting your health and safety. It's one of the most important things. And there is a lot of people out there
who are gross.
Yeah. And charge for it. And if you do get yours done, make sure they're insured, make sure they're fully qualified.
Don't just go based upon the price.
Which a lot of people do, unfortunately. But that's how bad things happen.
I mean, if you're okay with like getting, you know, like pink eye or something, then great. But
there's stuff that's worse than conjunctivitis, and it's not pretty. And you learn all about that at college. Get to see all the pictures. Part of the fun.
Ooh. What is the worst that you have seen happen due to somebody not knowing how to deal with health and safety?
Blindness.
Like proper blindness,
Full
not just
blindness.
how I am.
And an anaphylactic shock because someone used to do a full face and a brow wax and tint all in the same day. For £25.
Oh, for God's sake.
And they would use the same mascara ones on people, the same lipsticks on people. Hygiene is everything.
If we've learned anything from COVID, hygiene is kind of important. You can't just lick your brushes and then use them.
Oh, God. Every time I see that happen, I'm just like... I just imagine the microbes, like, just bouncing off and just like, bleh, like landing, and then just imagine a Petri dish. It's gnarly.
Ooh, do you think is that what happened with that Huda shade?
Oh, God. I'm sure that's an actual reenactment.
Parkour! Parkour, Michael, parkour!
You're both doing my absolute head in. No.
They're like, Mother!
He keeps scratching me really hard. Jumping on his chair.
Mother, Mother, I crave violence.
And it's Potato that's been naughty.
He's like, you've been telling Sausage how good he is.
I managed to get shimmer on your forehead. It's because I've got swatches on my hand. These things happen. And I haven't started your base yet, because that's the smart thing to do. You may also have glitter in your hair.
That's fair. At any point.
You know what, I'm just going to wipe my hand. Just the palm.
Yeah. She said, as she talked about hygiene, I'm only going to clean my palm of my hand. The rest is filth.
Just going to see how that goes on dry. I'm going to give it a spritz. Things are better when they're wet, people. That's another pro tip.
Yeah. You have to dap it on wet.
You don't want it to be tight.
Oh no. Has to be loose.
Get down. No, I'm sorry.
Is there a particular cosmetics brand that you think does not get enough hype?
I say Peaches and Cream are quite hype, but I really like them. Definitely Pastel Roses, because there's, like, for the longest time you'd have to order from America to get shadows like that. Yep. Nabla, Dior. Like, yes, they're bougie, but their base stuff is just unquestionably good. You know what you're getting. I'm trying to think. I would have said BH Cosmetics, but they're so on the up. I've always been, me and my best mate Charlotte have always been BH supporters.
They're really killing it these days.
Yeah. Like I used to love their palettes when they had the baked like galaxy shadows and stuff. I used to love all that.
Proper OG, so.
We were always saying like that would get good, and the trendy in Tokyo has been my favourite for quite a while now. Best yellow ever.
I really love that the boys are being so naughty in my video. This really pleases me.
It's like he's high.
I'm gonna have to call this video exposing Make Me Up Nissa. Cats.
Are they part of the Illuminati or something?
Yeah. Illumicati.
Illuminati.
Well, that was terrible.
I'm doing well.
Free Meowson.
Yeah. Is there anything that you dread clients asking you to do?
No. Ow. One thing I do hate is when clients make you like, they want to sit on the floor when you do their makeup and stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah. What about like, because obviously there's like all these like trends from like say YouTube of like makeup hacks.
Oh, it's usually when they want you to make them look like another race or something.
Oh.
Like when they bring you pictures of clearly like an Asian pair of eyes and they have a totally different shape eye. You do the same look and they're like, well, it doesn't look like that. And I'm like, well, I'm a wizard, but I can't make you Asian. You know, things
We've
like
tried.
that.
We've tried.
Yeah.
Technology is not there yet.
No, it doesn't work like that. Glitter liner.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't put liners on people because that's unsanitary. And you know what? I could have cut creased you. I could have done all that stuff, but I wanted to grunge on you today.
And like I'm always doing a cut crease. Always. Like it's like, Teresa, do something else. So it's nice to do something a bit different.
It's nice to make you grunge. And the shape really suits you, actually. Look up, please. It's just so I don't make a mistake and don't go where no man should go. Which is into the eyeshadow and ruin it.
Yeah. Then they get punched in the face.
Or by me or by the client?
Me. Not fair, I wouldn't punch, I'd bite.
Trendy in Tokyo. Such an underrated palette. You want a travel-friendly, pigmented rainbow palette. And it's neon. This is your boy.
Into the brows to feel the grunge.
It actually gives you more lift there because I'm extending your eye shape.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm a little specific with the placement. So, because I'm going quite up into the brows, we want to give you that sort of feline vibe. Again, just diffuse. I'm going to diffuse the wings slightly and just pull it out a bit. Going a little thicker with the glue because I love how fun that glitter looks. Just using what's still left on the brush from the same colour. I always use a brush per colour. That's a really good rule to have. Keeps
I've started doing that as well.
You use more brushes, but it keeps everything cleaner.
Yeah.
Obviously, you can feel your makeup being put on. Anything different that you notice to how you do your own makeup?
I think you're much lighter. Like, I think I definitely apply more pressure.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, a heavy hand doesn't get you anywhere. Especially when you're building. So, what do we want to see? A line? Polka dots?
I just think Teresa's up for it, just being
A squirrel. Sorry.
How are you with polka dots? Because I love polka dots on eye looks. I think it's underrated.
Go for it. I've never really done that before, so go for it.
It just looks interesting.
Yep.
You can keep your eyes open for this. A thing I used to do when I went on nights out was do a really dark mustard black smoky eye. I would get a bright yellow neon liner and I'd wet it loads with liquid, use a spoolie and just spray like speckles and it would look really cool. And then just clean it up and it would just be like a speckled lid look with like that, just speckled on top. Just was effective and fast. And people would be, and then I'd go into bars that had UV lighting, so it would always look really cool. Also, if you're not very comfortable with circles, nail art pens with the balls on the end are great for putting polka dots on. With these kinds of things. But I like to differentiate the sizes, so I like using a brush. Because I love freehanding. It's really fun for me. Just going to tightline your inner line so it blends in with your lash line. Perfect. Because you cut them shorter, which they look nice, but we want some more depth there. It'll just tie it together. I'm going to use one of my favourite brushes for the job as well. It's so precise.
What brush is it?
Oh, of course I got it on my top. It's fine. Now, so this happens. It's the 1.11 My Kitco Pro, but it's like, look at the precision I can do.
Just showing off now.
Like Liberty hair strokes. It's great.
You know what my best one is?
This one's newer. I just saw. I love when Emmy Waste demo brushes and you see it on the job, and I just bought it immediately because look at this. This brush is great. It's just the right level of thin. That makes such a difference. Oh, you can look so bomb. I'm so excited. Might even give you an inner corner wing.
Ooh.
True Daniella style. You get a lot of glitter fallout, so that's a thing. A really quick, easy way to fix that is just get a really light, fluffy brush with zero pressure. Close your eyes very lightly and just dust off any excess that's floating around, just so it stops dropping off onto your base. I'm going to use my tried and true, the Too Faced primer. And I like to use a brush. Stops the oils from the tips of my fingers from getting on the client's skin, especially if they're oily. And then you can just stretch the product a long way with something like that. Also, even cheap Poundland foundation brushes do this job well. So if you need a piece for your kit that's cost effective, you don't need an expensive one. I always have a few. They're also really good for cleaning up eyeliner. They're really good for base. They're really good for around lips. You get different size ones. I just like them in general. And with the nose, like if someone's oilier, you can just press it into the pores. Especially if they want something heavier, like a more silicone-based primer, which I don't prefer, but some do. So I'll use whatever the client wants. But if they're using that, I'll press it right in just so it really grips.
Because I always have trouble getting stuff to grip to my nose.
You need something a bit more tack.
Yeah.
You want to relax your forehead. Thank you. I have to tell April that all the time.
This is why I have lines. Because I keep having surprised face.
You definitely need 005 when you can get it.
Yeah. It was the lightest I could get.
At the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do go lighter.
That is the...
Do you like how I guessed exactly what you're using before you even pulled it out?
Yeah.
It's like knowing you're a 005 or a 010, you're like, oh, I have 010.
Yeah.
Just take it down her pasty Irish neck.
I'll blend it later. I do face first. Does that feel nice, by the way?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it would. Hope you don't mind. I have some stories about this. Worked some more nutty shoots. They full on get them out and want you to highlight them. You just like, bow! Boobies in the face. And they just run around just in their pants and it's just like... Just bounce back in the chair, bouncing everywhere, and I'm just like, yes, what's next? I can just use your concealer straight on you because it's yours.
Yeah.
It makes my job easier.
Ta-da! I'm useful.
Been dying to try this brush on someone, so I'm excited.
I'm the guinea pig. What brush is it?
Actually, I might go with a smaller one. Spectrum B07. I've got a couple B06s. Look up.
I've got B on myself.
So you need some deodorant. I don't think it would get you that hard.
I think it's because Teresa's got such a straight face that I'm just...
Just thinking about sad things, you know.
I need you to look up with your eyes at the ceiling, keep your face straight. I need you to do this. Thank you.
Just look exasperated. To be honest, you already look exasperated.
Oh yeah, using a blending brush for your concealer is great because it stops creasing. Look up. Just means I can get right under there without you having to close your eyes. And get right in here as well, just to brighten up. You're like me, you get a little bit of darkness in the inner corners. I do too. It's all natural, part of skin. This concealer's really nice.
Isn't it?
The other one I've tried before oxidised on me like no tomorrow. It went on yellow and then went pink within 30 seconds, like full on pink. So I never bought it and I just thought, well, I'll just get the lighter undercover, and I've just done that ever since. Never had to buy concealer. Only 3 concealers I own is the Fenty one, the one you gave me. I own a Born This Way, and I own a Kevin Aquan Etherealist for people that don't want makeup but want a little bit of something. I do it on Jenna because she doesn't like foundation. She much prefers relaxing forehead. Thank you.
Sorry.
It's fine.
Again,
I just say the job as I go.
This is why I have wrinkles, because I just naturally hold my face in fear or confusion.
Now I'm going to use the brush I was originally going to use and use your pressed powder, but then loose everywhere else. I'm going to use it. Do you use it under your eyes mostly, this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice and bright as well. Wait, that wasn't the one I was going to use. Thank you. It looked similar from the top there.
Mm.
Did a Brian.
And that helped.
Quite hard pressed there, at least I'm not picking up too much.
Yeah, that's part of why I like it.
Look up. I like to set the T-zone with the press but use loose everywhere else. Because then that way, because it's a slightly thicker coverage, it'll just set the under eyes a little better, but it's still not too heavy because I use a very fluffy brush. And I tap for stickiness and then go over it if it's still sticky. And that's how I know when it's set. Get a little bit of brightness. Relax your forehead again.
Sorry.
That's fine. Don't apologise. Everyone does it. That's why I say it when I do it, just so it's...
And this is why I need Botox. Botulinum toxin.
Let me put some sweet toxins in my face.
I want to paralyze my muscles to preserve.
I like how it's turning into a blues song.
Yeah.
I'm gonna unsubscribe if you get those texts. I like you natural.
I don't fucking care about your opinion.
I'm gonna eat some hourglass.
What made you think that I came?
The hourglass is very beautiful.
It's good. Is pity he do not care about many skin color shades.
After a short interlude, we return to you.
Yeah, this is the what? We've gone through 3 batteries on Mrs. Camera, so now we have gone to my camera. So if you notice a change in the quality, it's not your eyes. You're all right, we think. Possibly, don't know. Not a medical doctor. Anyways, powdered my face and little and yeah, we're now going on to bronzer.
Yeah, I'll do the under eyes like pretty much last and I can blend it into the blush as well. Just want to see how this translates on you first.
Yeah. She's using the Hoola Light.
With my favourite Kiko bronzing brush. It's just the vegan bronzer blush, but it's a really good brush for stamping on. It's the right amount of dense and the right amount of soft, as you can feel.
Make my nose look snatched.
Not even that, I just think adding colour here stops it all just looking pale down the middle. So it's not even like just contour, it's just adding colour to the face.
But also I have a wide schnoz.
You don't, you have a nice little nose.
Oh, it's wide.
Wide?
Yeah.
Not at all.
Are you kidding? Wide?
Wide nose.
Nope. You're nuts.
I think you have a narrow nose. No, you don't. No, I'm not. Like smoke up your ass. You have a narrow nose. And that's the end of that.
I love asking people to smile so I can do their blush. Oh, pigmented. Oh,
It's so nice. I like it because it's quite neutral.
that's what I wanted. Just something that fits Teresa.
It's not too pink on me.
Back your forehead.
Sorry.
That's okay. I just like adding a little bit to the temples. Like a nice, like I said, I like a complexion to look like a complexion. Also look up. Just gonna tap out the primer on the edges. Use your fingers, use a brush. Or either or. Obviously, I'm just using a brush to show what you do with someone who's oily, even though you're not. That's just good practice. You look up. I'm gonna go heavy on this, so If you need to blink, just say blink and I'll let go.
Or just scream
That also works.
really loudly.
Okay. We're gonna go in with my all-time favourite. Hi.
We're still here. It's still happening.
Yeah, I was just a set of arms. Oh no. I looked right in the light and it just poured. I was like,
Isn't that?
I'm a little hay fevery today. Yeah, when you were out, I had a nosebleed.
It was very, very brief, very anticlimactic.
But it was there.
I'm glad I missed it because I really don't like blood.
Who does? I don't either.
Vampires.
Oh. It's just hay fever. It just irritates. It wasn't like mental. It was just there.
It's just a hint of blood.
Mm-hmm.
A soupçon.
Mm-hmm.
A suggestion.
A sensation.
Mm-hmm.
I just buff and buff and buff until I get that desired. Here is just the money shot. That's the correct term, Matty. Not money piece.
Daniella's just went to money shot on Teresa's face.
She has my consent. This is the best I'm ever going to look in my entire
I
life.
think so. Your wedding day wouldn't even be as nice.
Oh, Daniella's doing my wedding day.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I am honoured. That makes me so happy.
I'm not even invited.
No, you're not. No. We'll live stream it, though.
Especially the part where you sing about somebody else.
Yeah. If I didn't have you, someone else would do.
Oh.
I mean, to be fair, I'll have Miss on stage twerking in the back.
Alright.
With your rendition of twerking, especially, I wouldn't accept anything
Angry
else.
cat twerk.
Literally. Love it.
I'm too classy to twerk.
Yeah, okay.
I'm quite proud of the fact that I'm just not classy in the slightest. I just get told off by my mum all the time. So I would always get on the couch feet
a
first.
cinnamon pose right now. Mother, I tire of this world. Rub my belly.
So over it.
Am I boring the life out of you?
Boring.
Get fucked.
This is my supportive friend, everyone.
Don't care about you or your dreams.
Don't understand that this is a process that I've worked my butt
I
off
understand
to
that this is your passion and your ambition, but I don't give a shit.
Yeah. Love you too.
I hope everything you love comes down in
the
flames.
first 2 hours, but you know. Whew.
This will be you later.
And also going to show you a way to wear gloss that won't annoy you. Which I think you saw me demo on my last live, where I just take a bit on the finger.
Mm-hmm.
Open your mouth bit, there you go. Put it on the top, a little bit on the bottom. And don't go into the corners of your mouth. And you get that pout, but it doesn't go into your mouth or into your corners.
Is that how you pout, Teresa?
Is that not how we pout now? Very successful with the ladies. We're finished. It happened. It was a thing. And I look like a glorious, glorious, shimmery, shimmery shimmer. Yeah, that's it. You actually might have learned something. It's been 5 years. I was just sitting here. Missa, I think, is a little bit dead inside at this point. My arse is numb. I feel you should know that. But I never want to take this off. This is how I live from now on. So if anyone has any advice on how to keep this makeup look forever so that I never have to wash my face, that would be really handy. But that's it. That's the whole thing. This is Daniella, the artiste.
You look beautiful.
Yeah. But yeah, that's it. You know the general jazz. Do please like, comment and subscribe. find Daniella. I'll put her Instagram and her YouTube channel below. She's fabulous. She does loads of lives where she will teach you lots and lots of things. But that's it. You know, do please share, because sharing is caring, unless of course it's an STD, in which case, you know, wrap it up, it'll be gross. That's it. We're gonna feck off now and do our own thing. So bye.